there are groups out there that that will actually show a new mother to be a picture of their baby. And I was so proud to have your daughter in one of the commercials I put together with Pregnancy Counseling Center. And
she loved that.
Did she?
It was so much fun.
Oh, good. Well, she seemed to really get into it. I mean, she, you know, I wasn't sure if she was acting or not, but every time the nurse would show her the different things and the clothing and stuff like that Pregnancy Counseling Center, you know, gives to the newborn or the new mother and the newborn child. It was like she was like, oh, you know. I mean, you know, you could tell she just had that nurturing, you know, motherhood kind of personality as you do.
Yes, she does. So. She'll have 12 kids someday. She always looks at baby clothes when we go to the store. And
yeah. Is she really?
She does.
Oh, okay. Is she married yet?
Nope. She's going to nursing school.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. Oh, to be a...
to be a nurse. I think she wants to do sonograms and
all right.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So right along the same alley.
Okay. Well, you had mentioned a particular group when we talked on the phone, and I can't even remember what that one was. And I thought, well, let's see. I know Oregon Right to Life. I know Pregnancy Counseling Center. I've heard of other groups, and I thought, you know what? You've been around this block quite a bit. Can you talk about each of the groups that could be a resource to somebody walking in? So.
Each group, I think, they do different things. Mm-hmm. Oregon Right to Life is a lobby group, and they go on behalf of life issues, and mm-hmm. they give money to candidates. And so that's what Oregon Right to Life does. They do.
How do they get the money?
By you and by me, people that send money in. Mm-hmm. They also give endorsements, and they send out a voters pamphlet. Mm-hmm. And in that voters pamphlet, it tells their recommendation of who they endorse. Mm-hmm. And there's other groups that, like Oregonians for Life, which Mary Starrett and I started. And
oh, you did?
We did. And, you know, it's kind of in the last few years we've been kind of doing different things. And, you know, I moved away. And so, but what we did was we made sure that when we endorsed a candidate, they were 100% pro-life. When we said it, the person genuinely was. There wasn't going to be any excuses. Mm-hmm. We weren't going to recommend somebody that wasn't 100% pro-life. That means in cases of rape and incest, we do not give you an out. Mm-hmm. We believe that that child is loved, someone wants that child, mm-hmm. and that we want to love you through the situation.
Yeah.
And with other groups, they're going to make those stipulations, and we simply didn't, because having an abortion isn't going to take away rape or incest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it really it compiles another, you know, horrific thing on top of that. So
it does.
The person, even though they might think they're going to get freedom from that, and it winds up with another issue. So
yeah, it just causes a lot more pain. Another resource is American Life League.
Okay.
And they are one of my favorite national organizations because they have never compromised. Mm-hmm. And they're fantastic with helping women and really lifting them up.
And why haven't I heard of them?
They're a Catholic group,
okay.
And I'm not Catholic, so I'm just going to say that right up front. Uh-huh. But, you know, I'm not really sure why you haven't heard of them. They've been around, but life groups, just like any other group, there's a struggle to be on top, just like any other kinds of groups. So
is this... So, okay, Oregon's for Life, that's mostly a political resource.
It is.
Okay. So what is American Life League?
American Life League is all of those things.
Okay, it's a political, but it's also personal. So somebody watching who found themselves pregnant, what do I do? They can contact them.
You can go to their website, and they'll have alternatives on there, and places to contact and that kind of thing, and they'll have videos, and they'll have, you know, all those good things. So Oregon Right to Life has the same thing. They have videos on there. They have Teen Link for teens. So,
yeah, standupgirl.com
yep.
is a good resource to go to. You know, I was going through the website, you know, different times, and it's interesting because you'll see different girls with different testimonies and their fears and things like that, and just struggles that people go through. And generally, when they're on that website, from what I've seen, is if they made the choice for life, they'll message and say, I love my baby and it was worth it, it's hard work, but it's worth it. Or they'll say, I made the wrong choice and I'm regretting it, and I'm just urging other girls who find themselves in the same situation to think twice and things like that. So
It's a great website for
yeah.
teens. So
Yeah.
and even college girls.
yeah, for sure. So, okay, so American League is a lot like Oregon Right to Life. And then is there any...
It's on a national level.
Mhm.
And then you've got your local crisis pregnancy center. That's where I would put my dollars if I had dollars.
Mhm.
Not to any political agency like Oregonians for Life, or Right to Life, or even American Life League. I would put it right back into your own community where you can see the effects of each and every dollar.
Mhm.
And you can see those girls that will help, and you can see the lives that are saved.
Mhm. Okay.
So Newburgh has one, McMinnville has one.
And there's people watching from different parts, Portland and everything else, right now too. So
Portland has one. Portland
Salem?
has several. Yeah, Salem. They all have one, and they're
Mhm.
normally called Pregnancy Resource Center or Crisis Pregnancy Center. And they each, you can go by either one of those. But if you just type it into Google, Crisis Pregnancy, it'll bring up lots of places for you to go.
Okay. And is there any other pro-life group that you can think of?
The one. There is one other one, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But it was also a political action group.
Mhm.
So really, your groups that are going to help the girls are
Mhm.
right here in your local communities.
Okay. All right. And Pregnancy Counseling Center, what I saw when I went there is they will encourage you, counsel with you, talk with you, just one-on-one, especially if you have friends that say, oh, no, get an abortion, it'll be easier, or you have a parent. I see that all the time, by the way. I don't want to say all the time, but when I see somebody young and pregnant, when I see somebody young and pregnant, it's always like they don't know what to do. They really don't want to have an abortion. Everybody around them, which is sad, are telling them to get an abortion because it's easier for them. Yet they're the one that's going to be wounded and have to live with themselves for the rest of their lives. And all they need almost every time, I'll put it in my experience, every single time, they just need somebody to say, your child's a blessing. God made women to have babies and made children a blessing. It's back. Historically, children have been a blessing. Everybody wants them. Several.
Yes.
It's nowadays everybody's so caught up, self-centered, and caught up in money and trying to make a name for themselves that we've got our priorities messed up.
Yeah, and the good thing about the Crisis Pregnancy Center is they will come along beside you and they'll walk you through each step. And they're not just going to leave you when you have a baby and say, oh, well, we've got what we want, the life. After that, they will help you with clothing, they'll help you with strollers, car seats. They'll do everything they can after to support your pregnancy.
Yeah, and they'll also give
baby.
you a free, what's it called, a picture,
Oh, the ultrasound pictures.
The
They
ultrasound.
do give you that, and it's beautiful to see your baby,
uh-huh.
little heartbeat going,
Yeah.
18 days, Yeah, it really, that saves lives.
Yeah, there's actually a statistic out, and you might know it, I can't remember what it is, but it's extremely high, that when that young lady can see the moving, picture of the baby inside her body, she'll almost always change her mind for life, almost
Yes.
always.
It's a very high number.
Yeah.
And it's fluctuated between like 87% and 93%. It's really high.
Mhm.
I
And
mean,
Planned
even
Parenthood
when-
doesn't do that, do they?
No, they don't.
Because, and that's, they talk about a woman's right to choose, but if you don't get all the facts, you can't choose. You wind up, if you get biased facts, you wind up going with the bias typically. That's, statistically probably. But if you get all the facts in front of you, then most of the time, people want to do what's right. They usually make the right choice.
Well, and follow the money.
Yeah, follow the
Crisis
money.
Pregnancy Center does not get one dime from you. But Planned Parenthood
The
gets
taxpayers.
$400 from taxpayers or $400 from you. Now, if they
Per
were-
abortion?
Yes. And
Uh-huh.
so if they believed in their cause, if they believed in it, wouldn't they be free? Because Crisis Pregnancy Center is free.
Yeah, yeah.
So if they really believed in what they did, they'd be offering you a free service.
Yep. It's interesting how society, they blame, rich people, greedy politicians, and things that they're absolutely, people you know, as we watch, you know, we've heard that complaint. It's understandable that people see that because that's a reality. Yet, when we have a chance to look at where our taxpayers go, you get almost 50% of the nation not willing to point any fingers at Planned Parenthood and say, well, maybe there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, it's a huge, huge money maker. And even here in Oregon, we give $2 million a year of our tax dollars to provide abortions for people. Do we buy their cigarettes? Do we buy their beer? Do we help them after they've had a baby? No, we're offering just this. Do we give vasectomies for, you know? I mean, we're just offering abortion
Yeah.
for that money.
Yeah. Yep, and there's something wrong with that. Boy, one of the things too is we're kind of going down that road, and we have very little time to talk about it now, is some of the different groups that the feminists have gotten involved in.
The Girl Scouts.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They've
and-
destroyed them. I won't let my girls.
Yeah, and was saying that, I know that there's people there that they have great Girl Scout groups, but, you know,
But 10% of the cookies, or 10% of the money that goes to each box of cookies goes to Planned Parenthood. And so I don't care if you have
Yeah.
the Christian group
Yeah.
that's selling Girl Scout cookies, that money's going for abortions.
yeah. Well, and the first time I heard about this is from somebody who was actually in Girl Scout, and they were saying, yeah, we went to a big Girl Scout jamboree in downtown Portland, and they had different booths, and Planned Parenthood and pamphlets and things. It was a huge part of the jamboree.
It's absolutely shocking what we send our little girls into, and we think it's innocent. You
Yeah.
know, I sent my daughter until I found that out. I was horrified that I spent 1 penny.
Yeah, I can see. And again, there's people watching that I know are like, what? Not Girl Scouts. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really liking the direction even the Boy Scouts are going now. It's, you know, that we need to do what's right and quit giving into peer pressure, I think, and political pressure. And that's, I think, a lot of groups are struggling with that.
Yeah.
Let's say right now. So.
And I mean, if you're being hated on, most likely you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah.
you know, and
Doesn't the Bible talk about that?
It does talk about
You'll be
that a little bit.
hated for His name's sake.
Yeah, and
So.
it definitely works like that.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep smiling. Looks
Well,
like we're out
thank
of
you.
time.
Okay, thank you for